Hello class, good morning. Welcome back to the study studio. Today's topic is thoughts of management. There are basically three thoughts of management. First is classical theory, secondly neoclassical theory, and third modern theory. Now classical theory is also known as traditional theory, in which we will see the olden pattern of management. Like here the managers or experts focus to how to increase your profit rather than to increase the efficiency of man work. Now, when was this theory was presented? It was presented in 19th century. The main promoters of this theory are Frederick Taylor, Max Weber, Henry Fayol, and many more authors or experts who has contributed to this theory. मैनी ऑफ दिस प्रिंसिपल एग्जिस्ट टिल टुडे ऑल्सो. ऐसा नहीं ये पुरानी थियरी है तो उसी टाइम पे ख़त्म हो गई, बट टुडे ऑल्सो मैनी बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फॉलो दिस प्रिंसिपल्स बिकॉज दे आर फ्रूटफुल टू देयर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. ये प्रिंसिपल्स में हमें क्या बताते हैं? हमें प्रॉफिट कैसे इंक्रीज़ करना है, हमें हमारे बिजनेस की रेपुटेशन थ्रू प्रॉफिट कैसे इंक्रीज़ हो सकती है. तो ये प्रिंसिपल्स अभी भी बहुत सारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अप्लाई करते हैं सो दैट दे ऑल्सो सक्सीड इन देयर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. Need for changes in it arises because of its limitations. As I earlier also said that there are some limitations because it is not focusing on human resource management. It is treating the man as free resource and behaving with them rigidly. So there are some limitations of it. First, it give importance only and only to financial motivation. How you will increase your profit, how you will increase your finance, only and only that topics are concerned with this theory. Secondly, it give less importance to human resource. It consider it men as only a resource. It is not treating them as a live asset or invaluable assets. They are imposing rules and regulation on them. That is why there are limitations and man doesn't feel safe or job satisfaction in this type of organization. They feel that their efficiency is going to be reduced, their thinking, their innovations are not going to be accepted in this type of organizations. Third, informal relations. Informal relations and formal relations both are opposite to each other. Formal relation means when you are obeying your business relations, and informal means friendly relations. Here there is no concept regarding informal relation. So these are its limitations, and these limitations give birth to neoclassical theory. Neoclassical theory basically means some changes in classical theory and making new approaches to remove the limitations of classical theory. Now let us study about neoclassical theory. First, to remove limitations of classical theory, some management experts made changes and established new approaches, which is known as thoughts of neoclassical theory. So, basic meaning of neoclassical theory is it gives new approaches and give changes in the classical theory. Why it is established? In the 19th century, there was a need arised of industrial pattern to change the industrial pattern. That is why classical theory was not accepted by many industrialists to change the pattern of their industries. They established neoclassical theory. The main promoter of this theory was Alton Mayo, who was an Australian industrialist and psychologist. He promoted this theory to make changes in industrial pattern. Now, what this theory includes? It includes the human behavior, which was totally neglected or was less given importance in classical theory. It give importance to human relation. It give importance to inspiration. How you will motivate your employees, how you will inspire your employees, how they can make their relations better, how they can feel oneness with each other. So all these concepts are concerned or concentrated in this type of theory. The main contributor to this theory are Alton Mayo, Herzberg, Francis Likert, Chris McGregor, and Maslow. All these are the contributors to this theory who gave many concepts regarding and was accepted by others also. Its human behavior thought is in next slide. We will see it. Thoughts of behavior related. They give the theory of management is an art of getting things done by others. As we have studied in first chapter, management is an art of getting things done by others. Managers who orders and get the things by his ability to do it by others. Professor Urvik said, "You manage your man will manage rest of all." अगर तुम तुम्हारे एम्प्लॉयज़ को अच्छे से मैनेज करोगे, then your employees will manage all rest of your work because they will feel oneness, they will feel like family in your organization. They will give their 100% to increase the efficiency of your organization. They will feel like that they are the family. It is their responsibility to increase the prestige, to increase the production, to increase each and everything about their efficiency, about their efforts, if they will feel like oneness in your organization. Therefore, this theory is related to interhuman relations. How you are managing your man, this theory is related to that. It emphasizes on job satisfaction, increasing efficiency of employees, and many more. How they will be getting job satisfaction? If you are providing them with best facility, with best salary according to their ability, to increase their efficiency by motivating them, by conducting seminars, by providing them incentives if they are doing good work, by providing them bonus. All these are the matters which will increase their efficiency. Also includes motivation, leadership, information, communication, process to solve disputes. Many a times there occurs that you may get your suggestions and other suggestions are not getting matched. That many a times disputes arises. So it is the human relations that how you solve their disputes, how you are taking it, and how your subordinates are coordinating with you. Communication, मैंने लास्ट स्लाइड में ही बोला था दैट हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू कम्युनिकेट. अगर स्ट्रिक्ट वे में तुम कम्युनिकेट करोगे, नो वन इज़ गोइंग टू हियर यू, बट समटाइम्स स्ट्रिक्ट बिहेवियर इज ऑल्सो नेसेसरी. सो मैनेजर्स को देखना चाहिए दैट विच सिचुएशन इज देयर, सो हाउ दे विल कम्युनिकेट. Mostly they can communicate in informal ways to make their employees feel safe, to share some suggestions with them. Lastly, though it also have some limitations are also there. ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ ह्यूमन बिहेवियर के लिए कंसर्न रहता था. सो देर आर सम लिमिटेशंस जिसकी वजह से हमें मॉडर्न थियोरी को भी डेवलप करना पड़ा. सो बिकॉज ऑफ द लिमिटेशंस ऑफ नियो क्लासिकल थियोरी देयर द नीड अराइजेज टू develop modern management. Now, what is modern management? Why it is arised? In which way it is arised? We will see. After 1960, there occurs changes in industrial pattern. जैसे उसके अंदर इंडस्ट्रियल पैटर्न के लिए चेंजेस चाहिए थे 19th सेंचुरी के एंड में, तो हमने डेवलप की थी नियो क्लासिकल थियोरी. अब यहाँ पे चेंजेस चाहिए 1960 में. आफ्टर 1960 देयर need arises to change industrial pattern. That is the reason modern management was developed. So new principles are brought into considerations. वो new principles में कौन सी studies included थी? Psychology, social studies, statistics, mathematics and computer were deeply studies. इनके experts कौन कौन थे? ये थियोरी के लिए contribution किसने किया था? कुंट्ज, जॉर्ज आर टेरी, पीटर ड्रकर एंड मैनी मोर, हेनरी फ्योल, वो सब लोगों ने भी इसके अंदर कंट्रीब्यूशन दिया था. ये थियोरी मिक्सअप है. इसके अंदर क्लासिकल कॉन्सेप्ट्स भी होंगे, नियो क्लासिकल कॉन्सेप्ट्स भी होंगे और न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट्स भी होंगे. तो जो उन सब चीज़ों में से अच्छा है, ये सब चीज़ें मॉडर्न मैनेजमेंट में है. सो हियर आर स्लाइड गेट्स ओवर रिगार्डिंग क्लासिकल थियोरी, नियो क्लासिकल थियोरी एंड मॉडर्न मैनेजमेंट. I hope if you are having doubt in any point, please mention it below in comment section. Do like and subscribe. Do share if you are liking my videos. Thank you.